During my misspent youth, I entered into a quasi-sugar daddy type relationship with a much older Southern man. The type of dude who is just wealthy so far back that he has never had a job, just pet projects. He had an antique store which maybe made money, maybe didn't. It was impossible to say, and I doubt he cared. He had a lot of the flaws of being that kind of person, and the sex was pretty much as bad as one might expect, but his stories were great. In addition to having known Tennessee Williams, he had this one story about a famous artist in New Orleans. I can't remember his name, but he's known for having had a door in his estate that was signed by various famous people. I remember seeing Walt Disney's signature in particular when I was at the house that is now a museum of sorts about the history.
All right, so I'm a hospital receptionist, so I have plenty of stories. I'll tell one. We had this one patient come in with difficulty breathing and severe pain when coughing. When they came in, they were carrying a purse, another little mini purse thing, and a lot of other after being admitted into the ER. I turned out they had pneumonia and needed to remain in the hospital overnight to receive treatment. Obviously, the patient has to change into a hospital gown, and we have to take their belongings because they can't keep them. So what happens? Usually, the doctor or the nurse will take all their belongings.
When I was little, my mom would take me to Kmart and let me wander around the toy section while she shopped. Normal in the 70s. One day, as I was playing Simone Says, an old man walked up to me and was making small talk while I played. He eventually told me to come with him and took me by the hand. We walked right down the main center aisle of the store right towards the exit sign in the back. As we crossed the last row, I looked to the right and saw my mom at the end of the row. I told him I saw my mom and had to go. I pulled away my hand and ran down to her. I didn't tell her what happened because I didn't want to get in trouble for going with a stranger. It was several years later that I realized that I had probably narrowly avoided being molested, kidnapped, or worse.
I took my two young daughters to the park. While I pulled into a parking spot, there was a man who looked to be in his 60s filling his water bottle next to the playground. We went down to the playground, and I noticed him walking awkwardly from a distance. At first, I thought he was drunk, but as he came closer, it appeared he was intellectually disabled. He stood at the upper level of the playground staring at us as my kids played with the musical equipment. We were the only ones at the park. It made me a bit uncomfortable at first, but he eventually walked away and began picking up trash and putting in the bin by us. He made a comment about making the park look nice and walked over to me. He started talking to me about Star Trek and how he is re-watching the original series. At this point, I was just being friendly and just listening.